Yo, morning guys, welcome back to the Ahn Rho Project. This is the psychiatric self-therapeutic multimedia project to solve the problems, challenges, obstacles in our lives, as well as self-improvement process to reach the height goals and ambitions that we've set for ourselves and those around us. So with that being said, if you would like a breakdown and brief introduction and summary into how we break down the Ahn Rho Project into domains of life, sub-series, analogies, and so on and so forth, including the live stream schedule and the copyright-free music, you can check out the previous live streams for the past 3.5 years, straight up to January 2021. It's all there. And all that jazz. With that being said, let's dive into the second segment today. There's usually about 9 segments per live stream, and the live stream in total is only about 14 to 15 minutes long, so don't worry about taking too much of your time. So, table contents, right? First thing we want to do after this sort of table of contents, the third segment is going to be just a quick disclaimer about being real, raw, and genuine, how I intend on going forth with the live stream, covering the good, the bad, and the ugly. I have to be honest. How it's a high utility stream, the purpose. After that's going to be the fourth segment. The fourth segment is pretty straightforward. What you see is what you get. So take a look right here. You can see a bunch of digital media assets. I'm going to expand them a little bit, and you can see there's stuff like food, diets and nutrition. There's some stuff here on the side that has to do with dentistry and traveling outside just to take a look for an office. We have some stuff at the top right that has to do with engineering. So basically the fourth segment has to do with a lot of photography and commentary, storytelling, and it covers a lot of different niches, domains of life, like such as finance, relationships, health, and disease, and so on and so forth. That kind of bleeds into also the fifth segment. So 4 and 5th. Fourth is usually covering the food on the top left hand side. You can see right there, right here. There's that kind of class 4 item food. It's usually got to do with food, and then we bleed into the fifth segment, which has to do with all the digital media assets that I just spoke about briefly. After that, we're gonna remove this, move it down. Segment 6. We're gonna get up, be more active. See my hand, that's region D1. Basically the room. We're gonna get physical, a bit more active, more engaging. And there's some stuff I want to cover in region A7, A8, which you see is a huge fucking mess, right? But there's some stuff here and there that I need to talk about, having to do with paperwork. And then over here in region E, we have a lot of clothing that I need to talk about. What I'm going to take away, and I had to store, what I had to take back out, and I have to take some photographs and see if it's the right fit. I haven't tried it yet. So some stuff like that. And then afterwards, we're going to sit back down here, A2, and we're going to talk about abstract things like relationships, employment, and so on and so forth. So that's going to be segment 7. Finally, 8 and 9. 8 is just going to be down here. I believe we're going to talk a little bit about fitness, just a little bit about, digestive issues, excretion, so just taking a shit, stuff like that. Also, just overall sleeping and not getting enough of that as well. That's kind of on the Excel database. That's what it's on. And we're going to wrap it up with just covering the comments. So that's segment 9 down here on the left hand side. If you have any questions or just want to leave a funny joke, I know it's a more serious stream than usual, but that's that. And with that being said, let's move on to the third segment, which is disclaimers. So very quickly, first 3 things I need to mention right off the bat. First is, of course, I'm going to be real, raw, and genuine. Right, the take-home message is number 10. So I had to be real, raw, and genuine and try to cover everything, including the good, the bad, and the ugly, including emotional insecurities, personal issues, whatever it is. I will not shy away from non-PC topics. So this is just a quick note and disclaimer, guys, if you're watching. Some of this stuff is not going to be, I'm not going to pander to the little rainbows and ponies, all right? That being said, move on to the second point. Another thing that I have to say very briefly is that it's a high utility stream. Clearly, it has to be of benefit to me, and it has to be useful. It has to do something, to make my life more positive. And eventually, anyone who's watching as well, maybe you find this inspirational, maybe you just find it as something that is relatable to you, or you can learn something here. I don't know. All right, not yet, but mostly right now it's largely useful for me. And a third and last thing is, by analogy, it's not just a time record, the Ahn Rho Project, it's also like a game system. It's many different analogies, but one of them is like a gaming system. And so I want to be able to apply game theory and mechanics over to, I guess, life itself. And so I had to draw from many different multimedia assets and put them together into one, and that's a work in progress. So that's something that I had to do to keep the stream on track. So let's move on to the fourth segment now. All right, and pull up the food. I want to talk about very briefly here the top left hand side. So just food, nutrition, stuff like that. Photography. We have some chicken, home cooked chicken, and mushroom and seaweed and like green onions. Just a traditional Chinese cooking. If I can remove it, I can just show you this right here. Some photographs here. So yeah, we have, this is a class 2 item. So I should mention that in this photograph, that means that's a depth food item, something from my guardians, which I don't feel comfortable eating. I'm not supposed to touch this kind of stuff. There's a whole lot of underlying years of, like domestic violence and like gambling addiction, all sorts of anger management, stuff like that, in just the household for the past 3 decades. So if I don't feel comfortable doing it, that's my responsibility. I should just stop eating it, which I did eat, and it's my fault. So keep that in mind. But I did want to show at least some sense of gratitude and appreciation that I did eat this, and this is their food. And I just still, no matter whatever happens in the past, just be grateful and be thankful. And so this is something that I receive as token of gesture. All right, moving on, we go on to this kind of stuff here. Now we're going to move on to the digital media assets. I have a lot more to do with see here on the top right hand side, the engineering, dental. And so what I'm going to do is going to take this away, and that's kind of like a burst snapshot of everything right here. You can see that's just kind of covering every single thing at the same time. You can see there's some stuff here like looks like what is it, like stuff I covered yesterday, like bandages, safety equipment, me getting injured at the workplace. We have some clothing tags. We also have some stuff like email from a local hospital network, basically for the COVID-19 vaccination appointment that I have today. And so what I'm going to do is going to draw some stuff up right now. Okay. The digital media assets on top right hand side, you see that's today's title, Pain Just Stopped. I have like 25 different things to cover in a 15-minute time frame, and I was just so annoyed, which is why you see in the title there's a certain structure to the titles, right? And I know it's very cryptic. It's not good for the YouTube or Twitch algorithm or whatever the fuck. I don't really give a damn right now, right? It's just useful for me. So you can see I'm annoyed, and that's the emotional analysis there. It's like pain just stop. That's more like a tension hook. But I am going through like a very difficult time right now. But it's always been difficult. It's difficult for everybody. So let's go. So this is the first thing we have here. We have this kind of bring your health card, bring your government ID, take a look and review the vaccine consent form. Basically, this is a email I received for getting my, before I go to the vaccination clinic or the community center that has the vaccines. I believe I'm getting Moderna today. Whether you are for or against vaccines, I'm not here to argue with you, all right? I'm not particularly for or against either myself, so I tend to appreciate a more nuanced approach. So believe me, I'm taking it, but it's not like I'm for it. I'm aggressively for it, and I'm not aggressively against it either. I don't feel forced to take it either. So with that being said, let's move on. We have this next thing here. This is from University of Waterloo, and so we're going to cover two assets side by side. We have left-hand side panel, Stoic Reflections. You can check that page again, Instagram. Quick disclaimer, copyright things. This is not my stuff, obviously, right? This is from Stoic Reflections, the page, and then also University of Waterloo Engineering, Faculty of Engineering on the right, which is my alma mater. So that's basically where I graduated from. Needless to say, there's some stuff here that could be useful to me, so waste no more time arguing what a good person should be. Just be one. Basically, actions speak louder than words, right? You know what a good person is? Maybe you don't. Just practice it. Just do it, all right? Enough talk. You can see there's a little light here for some reason. I got a little heart, and I'm not sure. It was for a comment I left. And then on the right hand side we have Waterloo Engineering. I won't get rid of it because I don't want copyright slams. But basically systems design engineering has been unique to Waterloo, blah blah blah. It has a description. The point is biomedical engineering. It's funny because E5 was just this building that the student here with all the technology. This building was not there. It was just under construction when I was back then, like maybe 5-6 years ago. I was at, oh geez, I feel like a dinosaur. I was at Waterloo. I was doing my degree, and they were just constructing E5 at the time. Engineering 5, that building was just, it's incredible to see how things have changed. And back then they didn't have a biomedical engineering program. This is a student. This says Nathan is a biomedical engineering student. We didn't have that program in the engineering department back then, so it was crazy how to see how things have changed, and I really like it. I'm proud of them. I'm very glad that they're moving on forward. All right, more digital media assets. We have this kind of directory here. Like I said, it's like a game. I'm trying to collect all the different things and put it all together. The live stream that you're watching right now is one portion, but we also have some audio recordings on the side left-hand panel, and that's all also stuff that, for example, I made a recording of conversation with my own domestic guardians, and talked about serious matters about trust issues, broken career, broken relationships, financial ruin, disease, stuff like that. And I want to record everything. So this kind of stuff like that is one part of the Ahn Rho Project. That's one way of capturing everything. Moving on, we still have more stuff like shit. We have, all right, right here. So dental, geez, you can see here, I've been scouting out a dental office. It says implants right here. I'm not actually going for implants, but it says that an enamel, custom-made crown, dentin. So it really just divvies up in the gums, right? Just kind of, and it shows you all on the right-hand side, like alveolar bone graft and stuff. Again, this is not, copyright, right? Just a quick disclaimer, not my stuff. Obviously, it's an office. I was traveling outside, and the point is, you can see. Here's a better screenshot. Basically, I wanted to take this down because right now I'm having some gum recession due to the past year of just not eating properly, not taking care of myself properly. And that's my responsibility, once again, my fault, my duty and obligation that I've failed on. I had to constantly improve. I had to get myself back up to scraps. But basically, I took this down because I want to get at least some basic anatomy down and understand, later on what should I do. I could see the methods on the right-hand side panel. It talks about like grafts and periodontal, what's it say, treatment and stuff like that. So, that was interesting. And I think that's about everything here in terms of digital stuff. That was a lot of shit. You can tell I want to cover everything, but at the very top, the last panel, tags, and we're done. Finally, we're done all the digital assets and stuff like that. We can move on to the 6th segment. Let's get up, more active, right? Stand up here. This is region D. We have only 2 minutes left, so there's not a whole lot I can do. But okay, right here to the office section. All right, what do we have here that we need to cover? We have this, like I said, my alma mater. This is my University of Waterloo. So I received some mail here. It seems to be a promotional thing. This I still have to give that to my brother because it's like a claims benefit form, but mostly my guardian's going to sign that up. Something else that needs to happen. So this is just the new paperwork that I have to get worked through. Okay, I have to scan this document, upload on Drive. Let's back up a little bit. Come here with me over to region E because this is most important. This is where I left off at the very end of yesterday's stream. It's nearing the end again. But let's try to get through this. So like I said, this hat was over here in region F. It's like a Moscow beaver hat, or Canadian beaver hat, or Russian Moscow hat, whatever you want to call it. But this kind of doggy ear flaps. I'll put this away. I washed it, put it inside this bag right here in region E1 or 2. Aside from that, we also have this bag here in region D4, which has to move to the side to the wall. But over here we have this bag. It says Stockholm, so it looks like a Dutch or German name. Basically, the clothing in here, there's like a vest, red-gray vest. The brand is like Canadian weather gear. And we also have one that I took out on the side. You can see here, this one's red and it's more like a sweater. So it's got its tags on right now. You can see that. Look at the tag, right? So we have a red sweater and a gray vest, and they both have tags on. I need to go into the washroom, see how it fits. And also, because it was on sale, it's on clearance, 80% off. It's like $10 for the vest, 20 for the, it's crazy. This winter wear, it's very warm, very nice and warm. So I need to take that, I need to try it out, and then this hat needs to go inside over there. So that's what I need to do as well. And the straps are taken off now, they're right here. So from my drop leg rig, which I take to warehouse, and I have to wash this suit. With that being said, oh god, I have only like 30 seconds left, so I want to sit back down here. At least there are no comments. Oh, sup? How you guys doing? I only have like 15 seconds left, so that's all I can say. But thank you for tuning in. I'll deliver take-home message now because I don't have much more time. So take care of your health, your finance, yourself. Make sure to become a strong, disciplined, responsible individual. Hope to see a better version of you as myself in the next live stream tomorrow morning. This is Ahn Rho signing out. Ciao.